Welcome to Mr. English Cafe. Imagine you're standing at the bottom of a giant mountain. You look up and the peak is hidden in the clouds. It feels impossible to climb, right? So you stay at the bottom. You don't even start. Most of us treat our goals like that mountain. We want to lose 20 kilograms, write a book, or learn a new language in a month. But what if I told you that the mountain doesn't matter? What if the only thing that mattered was the next single step? Before we dive in, I want you to ask yourself, what is one big dream you gave up on because it felt too difficult to start? Keep that answer in your heart as we talk today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Joe, and I am so happy you're here with me today. Whether you're commuting, doing the dishes, or taking a walk, thank you for letting me spend this time with you. Today, we are talking about micro habits. It's the idea that 1% daily improvement can completely transform your life. It's not about grand gestures. It's about the tiny things no one sees. If you find today's episode helpful, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps our community grow and allows me to keep sharing these heart-to-heart chats with you. Let's get into it. Let's be honest, we live in a world that loves fast food, fast internet, fast success. We see people on social media who look like they became overnight successes, but that is a lie. Real change is slow. It's quiet. Think about a plant. You don't see it grow if you stare at it for an hour. But if you water it just a little bit every day, suddenly, after a month, it's a different plant. I remember when I wanted to start reading more. I told myself, Joe, you're going to read one book a week. I tried it for 3 days, got tired, and stopped for 6 months. I felt like a failure. Then I tried a micro habit. I promised myself I would read just 1 page a night. Just one, even if I was exhausted, even if I was sick. Some nights I only read that 1 page. Other nights, that 1 page turned into 10. Within a year, I had finished 15 books. The magic isn't in the page. The magic is in the consistency. When you do something small every day, you're telling your brain, I am the kind of person who keeps my promises to myself. That builds a deep sense of self-trust that no quick fix can ever give you. Now, I want to talk about the wisdom behind this. There are 2 people who understood this better than anyone else. First, let's talk about James Clear and his famous book, Atomic Habits. James Clear isn't just a writer, he is a researcher of human behavior. He believes that our lives are the result of our habits. He uses the word atomic for 2 reasons. First, an atom is tiny like a small habit. Second, an atom is the source of immense power, he says. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Think about money. If you put a little in the bank every day, the interest grows on top of interest. If you get 1% better every day, you don't just get 365% better at the end of the year. Because of compounding, you actually get 37 times better. That is the power of a micro habit. It starts small, but it explodes over time. The second person is Lao Tzu. He was an ancient Chinese philosopher and the founder of Taoism. He lived thousands of years ago, but his heart was full of the same truth, he said. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu taught us about the Tao or the way. He believed that nature doesn't hurry, yet everything is accomplished. When he talks about that single step, he isn't just talking about walking. He is talking about the humility to start small. We often feel embarrassed to do something small, like doing only one push-up. But Lao Tzu reminds us that even the greatest wall in the world began with a single brick. So, how can we put this into practice? Let's look at 3 suggestions, but let's go deep into how they work. 1. The 2-minute rule. This comes from James Clear. The idea is that any habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. Why? Because the hardest part of any task is the activation energy, the effort to move from sitting to doing. If you want to be a writer, don't focus on the book. Focus on writing for 2 minutes. Once you start, the mental wall disappears. You're no longer thinking about writing, you're a writer. 2. Habit stacking. This is a psychological trick. Your brain already has strong neural pathways for things you do every day, like brushing your teeth or making tea. Habit stacking means you anchor a new habit onto an old one. The formula is after current habit, I will new habit. For example, after I put my phone on the charger at night, I will do 1 minute of stretching. You're using your old habit as a train station to launch your new one. 3. Lower the bar, the emergency version. Most of us fail because we set the bar too high. We think if we don't do a perfect 60-minute workout, it doesn't count. But on a bad day, a 60-minute workout feels like a mountain. So, lower the bar until it's impossible to fail. Your emergency habit might be doing 1 single squat. It sounds silly, but it keeps the streak alive. Keeping the streak alive is more important than the intensity of the work. To wrap things up, remember this: you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present. The goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. The goal isn't to write a masterpiece, it's to become a writer. These tiny 1% shifts are the bricks that build the house of your future self. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. You are doing better than you think. Thank you so much for listening. Today we learned that big changes come from tiny actions and that consistency is your superpower. Before you go, I have a deep question for you to think about. What is the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Does that action help you grow, or is it just a distraction? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your stories. And please, if you enjoyed this, subscribe, like, and share this episode with one friend who needs a little encouragement today. I'm Joe. Take care of yourself. Take that one small step, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us. In this podcast, you've learned the following. Let's read aloud. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Microhabits. Building microhabits, like drinking a glass of water every morning, can transform your health. Instead of planning a long workout, he started with the microhabit of doing 2 push-ups a day. Microhabits require very little willpower, making them much easier to maintain over time. Gestures. The speaker used expressive hand gestures to emphasize the most important points of her speech. Sending flowers to her after the argument was a kind gesture of apology. In some cultures, certain hand gestures can be easily misunderstood as rude or offensive. Stare at. It is considered rude to stare at strangers on the train for a long time. She sat by the window for an hour, staring at the raindrops sliding down the glass. The children couldn't help but stare at the magician during his incredible performance. Consistency. When learning a new language, daily practice and consistency are far more important than intensity. The chef's success is built on the consistency and high quality of his signature dishes. Without consistency, it is very difficult to build long-term trust in a business relationship. Immense. The tech company expansion project brought immense profits to its early investors. She felt an immense sense of relief after she finally submitted her doctoral thesis. The actors put an immense amount of time and effort into preparing for the Broadway show. Accomplish. If we work together as a solid team, we can accomplish this difficult task much faster. He felt proud of what he managed to accomplish during his first year as a manager. You need a clear roadmap and action plan to accomplish your long-term career goals. Activate. You need to click the link in your email to activate your new account. The home security alarm will activate automatically if someone tries to break in. Warm-up exercises help to activate your muscles before a heavy workout session. Launch. The tech company plans to launch its latest smartphone model next month. She is working hard to launch her own clothing brand by the end of the year. The successful launch of the satellite was celebrated by scientists worldwide. Streak. I currently have a 100-day learning streak on my language study application. The basketball team extended their winning streak to 10 games last night. Don't forget to complete your daily challenge or you will lose your streak. Feel free to read it aloud. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below.